This is part 2 of the McClure-Brooks problem, and we'll begin with part E, in which we're trying to figure out the order quantity that would satisfy a 95% in-stock probability. In order to do this, we'll turn to the standard normal distribution function table to find the z-value that has a corresponding probability of 95%. We find that the z-value of 1.64 has a probability of 0.9495, and the z-value of 1.65 has a probability of 0.9505. And using the roundup rule, we'll therefore decide that our z-value should be 1.65. Plugging that in then to the formula that will convert that to a quantity, which is the mean forecast plus the standard deviation times the z-value, is equal to 200 plus 80 times 1.65, or 332 books. Then, moving on to part F, if we know that the in-stock probability is 95%, then the stock-out probability, which in this case is what we're looking for, is really just 1 minus that 95%, or equal to 5%. Finally, for part G, in order to calculate the expected profit, we're going to need to solve for a number of other terms. Let's start with the expected profit formula, which is equal to price minus cost times the expected sales minus quantity cost minus salvage value times the expected leftover inventory. That formula basically reflects that the profit for those books that will sell less the overage cost of those that we have left over. So first we'll solve for expected lost sales. So knowing that we have ordered 300 copies, we first need to calculate the z-statistic, which will be 300 minus 200 all over 80. And that's equal to 1.25. Using the standard normal loss function table, we see that the L of 1.25 is equal to 0.0506. Expected lost sales then is simply equal to the standard deviation times our L of z. In this instance, that's 80 times 0.0506, which is equal to 4.05. Then we can figure out what expected sales are, which are simply the mean forecast less the expected lost sales, which is equal to, therefore, 195.95. And the expected leftover inventory is then equal to the actual number of ordered, or quantity ordered, minus the expected sales. Oh, and we've solved that to be 195.95. So we get a expected leftover inventory of 104.05. Now we can plug all these values into that formula up above. So we had a price of 20, a cost of 12, times our expected sales of 195.95, and all that is, you subtract from that this cost, which was 12, our salvage value, which was 8, times our expected leftover inventory of 104.05. When you solve that equation, you then get a profit of $1,151.40.